Our first trip out was to Gunnerside Gill, a walk we'd promised to do many times before, mainly because we were interested in seeing all the lead mine workings that are associated with the valley. We're looking for the gold mines of Gunnerside Gill. We need the money. We're looking back down the valley towards Gunnerside. Everywhere you can see the old spile heaps from the lead workings. Looking around at the grouse, which are in abundance at this time of the year. This is the dam that the miners built at the top of Gunnerside Gill, the idea being to collect a head of water, then release it down the valley with a rush so that it exposed the lead ores. This is a gap I'll bet she can't jump. Like I've got her well insured, so if she doesn't make it, the troubles are over. Oh. Well, as you can see, we've reached the very top of the gill. We haven't actually found the mine workings that we were looking for, mainly because we went the wrong way. So we've crossed the moors, which were rather boggy and a bit hard going. And now we're on the high road, as we will call it, which we hope will lead us to the Old Gang smelt mine. Well, these are some of the old ruins from the mine, but we never actually did find what we were looking for. In fact, when we looked at the map back in the car, if we'd have gone another half mile, we would have found what you're about to see, which we've taken from a photograph. Well, by this time we were just about wore out, so we decided we'd better head back for home, which meant scrambling down this rather steep footpath back down to the river base. We've now crossed the other side of the gill, hoping for a shortcut back home. Are we glad to see that? That's Gunner side nestling below. Well, today we've travelled out to Malham. This is the village at Malham, and we're first of all heading off to Garsdale Scar. This is the Scar. We were rather surprised to see that there's no water coming down it. Last time there was quite a torrent of water with two huge waterfalls. We're now heading across the hills to Malham Cove. Well, this is Malham Cove. We're standing on the top on the limestone pavings, which is where the soil has been washed away from the limestone. High up, and therefore the view is rather splendid. We can see right back down the valley towards Malham. This is the Pennine Way. On the way back home we stopped at Kettlewell because they were just blowing up these hot air balloons for a rather late in the day trip over the Dales. We were surprised how many people appeared to be in the basket. We thought it would never take off, but eventually it does. These are the falls at Aysgarth, and rather lacking in water this year. We wouldn't have been able to do this last time we came. We've been covered with water. Today we're at the top of Wensleydale, heading for Kirby Stephen, en route to Teesdale, which has been highly recommended to us by our son. The Settle to Carlisle railway runs across this valley. You can understand why there's such a furore over it being closed down. We've now reached the Bay Rest Centre in Teesdale and are heading down to the smaller waterfall. Across a rickety suspension bridge. We've decided to walk to High Force along the river. We were told it wasn't worth doing, but we felt we needed the exercise. There weren't many flowers at the side of the river. I suppose it was rather late in the year. Rather busy bumblebee. The most colourful walker on the Dales this day. She's walking backwards because of the wind. And there we can see Cow Green Dam, and we're walking down towards the Snout.
This is Cauldron Spout, and I clamber down these rocks to try and reach the bottom. We're having to climb back up now. We wore out.
Well, eventually we did reach the top, rather weary. Well, at base now. This is the CL site at Milehouse Farm, about 1 mile to the north of Hawes. It's a well sheltered site with a screen of trees which were very much needed due to the wind. We didn't take the video camera everywhere with us, so we put in a few photographs of the nearby beauty spots. This is the waterfall at Cotter, just to the west of Hawes. And this is the waterfall just about half a mile along the road from the site, which is Hardraw Falls. I think it's the longest single drop fall in England. One of the days we remembered best was when we just walked from the caravan site along Wensleydale, following a map which we'd taken with us, not realising that the journey made us cross the river on some rather broken down stepping stones, which was rather exciting. This is the view looking back towards the site from Hawes. Well, this is the Ribblehead Railway Viaduct. We're taking the photographs in an absolute force 10 gale. That's Pennygent in the background. And now we've got to Scalber Falls, which is a waterfall recommended by Paul.
Quite a spectacular waterfall.
We're in the Riverside car park at Bolton Abbey now. Started to have our lunch and we suddenly had a lot of guests. He's big enough to have for dinner, I reckon. Go and eat it as well.
I think giving you a bit, you missed it, you're too slow.
Put it on the chair. We're now going for a walk through Strid Wood to the Strid Waterfall, which is another well-known landmark. Really see a fishy score. Oh yeah. This is the Strid. The word Strid means stride. It's supposed to be able to jump the river in one stride. Rather dangerous habit. This is the small village green at Bolton Abbey, the village which has won the best kept village in the area. One or two picturesque houses and gift shops, cafes. These are the ruins of the old priory, standing on the side of the river wall.